Hello ladies and gentlemen, as always, I'm your host, Airsoft and it's been a while since I've done a pitch meeting, hasn't it? In fact, it's been a while since I've done anything related to a pitch meeting of sorts, so why don't I go ahead and kind of change it up a bit after a stray thought came to my mind. One, I think you guys will like, because it has all the hallmarks of an interesting fanfiction. An anime that we all know and love, because of course we do, and Harry Potter. And some bashing here and there. So, why don't we go ahead and kind of set the scene, set the mood, shall we? The story opens up, as it always does, with the summoning of the four heroes. Or does it? Because there's a fifth person there, and one that they don't notice until, well, one, Naofumi hears a whimper. He looks over and sees a small child, no more than 5 years old, bleeding, thinner than they should be, bruises all over their bodies, and their arm bent in a way it should not be. With an exclaimed shout, he gets everyone's attention and immediately starts going to the child. The child in question being a very young and very injured Harry Potter, after one of his uncle's more exaggerated beatings went a little too far. And from here, this is where the story starts, because the whole premise kind of comes about at the fact of the four heroes find Harry, and because they see this small, injured child, they essentially become his pseudo-big brothers, his family. And yes, say what you will, of course, about the blonde-haired idiot, but even he would set aside wanting to be a womanizer to take care of a kid. A injured child, no less. And when Harry does, of course, finally recover, and the whole introduction of the heroes thing, even when they're trying to be summoned by the king, they blatantly tell him to fuck off and get help for this child. Their matters, their reason for being there, second nature to saving a child's life. And when they do finally, the child does finally recover, of course, after a week. A solid week of them literally waiting outside a room where doctors, healers, magicians, running back and forth, basically trying to help this child, because the child is literally on the teetering point of death. Even almost dies a few times, until finally they tell him the child will survive. And it's revealed that this child is a fifth hero, a hero of magic. But how could a hero of magic be this injured? What could have happened to this child? And all four heroes, hearing that this child is a fifth hero, immediately makes a pact at that point to where this child will not be left alone. This child needs a family, obviously, because whatever happened to him either lost his family or something was not happening, was not good in that household of his. After Harry Potter, of course, does recover, he introduces himself to everyone else, and when they finally ask him about what happened to him, why he was so injured, he let slip exactly what his home life was and what they thought of him. Telling, which again reinforces the four heroes, basically that this child needs to be taken care of. This child needs an actual family. And it is decided by the four that even if the king, who is trying to reinforce the fact of, oh yeah, they can't work together, they gotta be separate, when there is a child who obviously needs a fucking family involved, and they rightfully call out the king on that, even the king is reluctant, because he himself being a father and being reported exactly what happened to this child and what came from this child, and what his, the people who were there kind of reported to him, even he is reluctant to try and separate the child. So, it is brought up, of course, the fact of this child obviously needs good role models. So it is agreed that the four heroes will work together until the child is old enough to go off and adventure on his own. to be trained by the four heroes. And unlike the others who are restricted to their weapons, the magic hero is able to use all weapons. So it is decided, of course, for the child to learn from each of the heroes, and, by extension, Naofumi, how to use certain weapons, from the spear to the bow to the sword to the shield. This child is the fifth, the thing that binds them to glue. Mai is not happy about this, of course, and tries to think, even the hero's church, of course, is not happy about this, and even tries to figure out a way how to basically off this kid and blame the shield hero. Well, that's the thing about the magic user. That doesn't exactly go to plan. Because as soon as danger comes about, and some armed assailants try to harm the child, well, magic flares up and they kind of die. Or at least disappear. They try to basically, anyone who is there, or in this case, of course, the bow hero who is with this child, who is watching over the child at the moment, tries to reassure Harry that he didn't kill anyone. No, he simply made him go off somewhere far away. Basically trying to not traumatize the kid any more than he already has been. And again, this is where the story of the shield hero could change, because again, unlike before where the four heroes essentially were completely separate, with Harry Potter, a young Harry Potter mind you, now with them, because they're essentially helping raise a little brother who even he himself calls big brothers, Harry Potter grows up. As of course the waves of, calamity do come, young Harry is, of course, obviously left in the back. Kind of held back. Even with his sister, Raphtalia, who was freed by the bow hero, thanks to Harry, or freed by the sword hero, thanks to, of course, him being a curious child, going off to the big tent, and they find all this other stuff, and they realize, oh shit, this country is cool with slavery. Not cool. No. Even bringing it up to the king to try and basically, all that, you could basically, an author could basically have it to where magic could kind of change his mind a bit, wibbly-wobbly his mind. And this is where things get fun, because as the time goes on and Harry Potter grows up with his brothers, when he finally reaches the age of 14, he has become a very much so well-rounded young adult. The queen, of course, and the king are there, everything's fine. Mine probably is dead somewhere. Don't know, let you guys decide her fate. But basically, once the Triwizard Tournament happens, and of course magic happens, a portal opens up. A portal that literally brings the Wave of Calamities to Earth. And 1994 will never be the same again. For they thought the Triwizard Tournament was going to continue, was going to happen as normal. Until dark storms happen, and 5 brave heroes come to help save the Earth. And how one does that story, I leave to you, the viewers. Because, let's be honest here, something like that has never been done before. And the idea that both worlds are now connected permanently because of magic, from not only, of course, Harry's original world, but also now of this fantasy world, permanently connects them. Magic is now out in the open. The Statue of Secrecy is basically gone because the entire fucking world is getting invaded, or at least small parts of it's getting invaded by demonic creatures. Fuck Obliviation. We need to keep our world from ending. And again, how one does that, I leave to you guys. But again, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this idea, and how would you do this idea? How would you set up the whole thing of the 4 heroes being a big brother, or a big brother to a male or female Potter child heavily injured, and of course summoned as the 5th hero? How do you think the world of Shield Hero would change? Let me know in the comment section. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been yourself Al, and if you want to help support the channel, consider checking out, of course, our friends at T238. Hey, do you like tracer units? What am I saying? Of course you do. But you don't want to spend the money on trace units. They're overcomplicated and don't really give you a clear instruction of how they actually work. Well, here's where this comes into play, because our friends over at T238.net have actually helped work with us to help hook you guys up with not only some great deals, but also even better trace units. So, be it, of course, from, say, the most cyberpunk of cyberpunk. Or even the most tactical of tactical rifles. T238.net has got what you're looking for. And aside from tracer units, they also make high-powered motors, be they high speed, high torque, or even anything in between. For V2s, V3s, they even have trigger units that are easy to install and just do a lot of awesome things. And the best part is, they have components that prevent them from overheating. And it's not just for airsoft. No, they also make it for gel ball and Nerf. Meaning that if your country does not allow you to have the coolness that is airsoft, then at least you have something for Nerf and gel ball. So, go down to the link down below and use the coupon code AirsoftAL and you'll get some awesome stuff. And even better stuff, be they discount codes or, of course, free shipping. But if you use the link down below, then you'll be helping us out here on the channel. So please, go down there to the link down below, use that referral link, and get some really awesome stuff. I mean this, folks. T238 has never steered me wrong, isn't going to steer you wrong. They are simple, easy to use, and easy to understand, and they're reliable. So, what are you waiting for? Go down there right now at T238.net's link down below and use coupon code AirsoftAL and get some good stuff. And, of course, if you like grenades, and I know you do, believe me, I know you do, then please consider checking out Braytac. Braytac, of course, creates awesome 9mm blank adapters that literally take these right here and turn them into 9mm blank impact grenades, basically. Literally, you basically replace this with a unique shell, you pull the pin, you throw it, it impacts, causes a 9mm blank to go off, and it gives you a loud bang and tinnitus. And that's just how it is. And, of course, if you want to help out the channel, you know, and help support the channel, then please consider donating to either the PayPal or the Cash App down below, because it is folks like you that actually help out the channel and, you know, do our thing. Anyway, thank you all so very much for watching. As always, I've been AirsoftAL, and I shall see you lovely, lovely people in the next video. Till next time. Later.